Welcome to the Queendom, a place where we talk about anything, all things, and everything in between.
With absolutely no judgment.
We're your hosts, Drea and Jelena.
Two melanated boy moms riding this life wave while trying to build an empire. So, grab a glass,
sit back,
and chop it up with your girls.
You are now tuning in to the Queens of Kings podcast.
Cheers to our 50th episode.
50 episodes.
It is the Queens of Kings podcast. As you see, we are giving you face.
Since y'all been asking for it, like, dang, that's all we've been getting for the past, like, I promise you, month.
We appreciate it, though.
Yes.
So, as you have heard for the last 49 episodes, it's your girl, Drea.
I'm your girl, Jelena.
And we are the Queens of Kings podcast.
Yes.
And we are here to kind of just recap on everything and just really give y'all a face to a name to a face.
I think it was time for us to branch out. Like, we've been hiding behind the mic for a minute.
We've been hiding, first of all.
I've been hiding because when we record, we look like it's time to go to bed.
Every night.
That's the reason we've been hiding behind
Right.
this mic. But it's time to elevate. That's the whole season. The whole season 3 is about elevating. So one thing Drea and I wanted to do was make sure that we continue to do that. So here's 50 episodes. Did you think we would make it?
Negative.
Where did you think this was going to go?
I didn't even know what this was. Just to be clear. I don't know what this was. As you guys, if you have listened to our previous episodes, I've definitely said, I don't even know what a podcast is. And I'm learning, but I never knew what it was. Jelena is the professional behind this. She's a podcaster.
Yeah, I don't listen to music. I listen to podcasts all day, and I've been that way for probably like 6 or 7 years. So I told Andrea, I was like, the way we talk, like, we should do a podcast. And she was like, what is that?
But let's do it.
Wait.
So
we're here. 49 episodes, our 50th episode, 49 episodes in the past. So y'all go check them out. But we wanted to switch it up a little bit, but we want to commemorate it because, again, it wasn't something that I think we were going to do for as long as we've done.
For sure.
And it's definitely become its own beast and turned into something that I don't think either of us thought it was going to be.
Not even necessarily thought it was going to be. It's more of like, what were we doing?
Right.
And the fact that we're at 50 episodes is kind of like, yeah, we're doing this.
Yeah.
So, only way to go is up.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. So shout out to our fans that have already been listening and our listeners and those who have supported us for the past 49 episodes. But we do know the fact that we're reaching out on YouTube. We're going to touch a lot of new listeners, a lot of new viewers. So we'll introduce ourselves a little bit. We'll start with Queen Drea.
Sure. So, my name is John Drea. I am a mother of 3. 3 amazing boys. And they range from 15, 8, and newly 4. They are my kings. I am the queen of them. And those are my heartbeats, my rocks. And, Jelena, what you got?
I don't come that strong. My name is Jelena. I am the boy mom to a 6-year-old amazing future king who challenges me daily.
I hear you.
Yeah. And he is amazing. But that's where this podcast kind of stemmed from. Just we're both boy moms. We've known each other since high school. We've been friends for over 20 years. And so that's something that brought us closer in our relationship and has really helped us over the past probably like 3-4 years of life.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you stem back, as we said, go back a little bit. I guess we could recap a little bit in regards to why this started. Me and Jelena have been friends, but one weekend, we happened to be in the same place at the same time.
Right.
And we were going to a friend's event, baby shower or something like that. And she was going through it. I had already kind of been through it, in regards to being not necessarily a single mom, but baby daddy drama, I guess.
Separating from the father of your child.
Baby daddy drama, as I said. So we were going and I hopped in her car and she had apartment applications and I was like, where you going? Where you moving to? And she was like, girl, get in the car. We got a long ride. And that day we literally talked the whole trip there, the whole trip back. And we went out to eat after that because we weren't done with our stories.
Right.
And it was just kind of like I could really be there for her in that moment, because she was going through something that was so new to her, so fresh to her, but I had already been through it. I had already started. So I was kind of like, I was a vet in that. Right. So I was able to help her in regards to just seeing a different point of view than others saw, that pretty much. So that's really where it stemmed from. And ever since then, like, it's been rock solid.
That's it. And we've talked about it a lot on the episodes, like our relationship and then the relationship with one of our other good friends were the core reason as to why I was able to heal the way that I was, the way that I was able to be positive, be uplifting, still be an amazing mom to my son in the process of healing, growing, hurting, everything all at once, and be able to still see the light at the end of the tunnel and have people to remind you that there's something greater on the other side. And everything's going to be ugly. Okay. Yeah. It's going to be uncomfortable, but like you said, everything's going to be okay. So that's where our relationship kind of stemmed from. But here we are.
This is our journey, literally.
Because life is a journey. Like, at the end of the day, like, it's going to take us down a lot of different paths. But we are 50 episodes in. And we've had almost 12 guests, so we got to give, like, a little shout out to them. Like, y'all have been amazing. We've had some repeat guests. And
just to get different point of views
right
of everything, really get different point of views, and also get some professionalism when it comes to certain things that we want to talk about.
The professionalism,
okay? Because we don't know. I mean, we can talk, but just to have someone come in that gets paid for it, it's different. It has like some type of a degree in it. Like, it's different because you actually studied it. We just talking off of what we think.
Right, exactly. So, okay, let me ask you a question. In the 50 episodes that we've had, 50, because today is 50. What's your favorite?
So I should have had my phone. Sorry, guys, don't have it.
I got my notes. No worries.
She definitely has her notes. But mine was, I believe, in season 1.
Okay.
I believe it was Selfish.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yes, and it was just about pretty much just getting back to you.
Yeah.
Getting back to you, and then also in the healing process, because season 1, if you listen back, season 1, season 2, now we're in season 3, it was, you'll hear the turns of our episodes and our growth. Mm-hmm. And in Selfish was about really making life about you, because what we do is, like, we're moms, we work, and that's really where our focus is. But then also losing you, it's so easy to lose you being a mom and also a full-time mom and working at the same time. So that was one of my favorite episodes. I feel like that was a good healing episode.
Yeah, that's cool. I agree with you. That's one of my top
She said
ones
that's
too.
Cool. My bad.
It is cool. Like, because that was a really good episode.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times, especially season 1, when I go back and I listen to those episodes, Drea and I were doing a lot of, like, healing. Like, we were... A lot of healing. Yeah. So a lot of those episodes, you could hear us kind of talking through those emotions, those moments, those feelings, because we were going through it on a lot of different instances, but that's a good one. So for me, it actually pops up. A friend of ours sent us a message last week about an episode that she listened to that she loved, and it made me go back and listen to it. So we did a part 2 because Drea and I, even though we don't like the term, we're both baby mamas. So
that's my thing.
We did a baby mama no drama episode where we just talked about our experiences as being mothers to our children, which with men that we are no longer with. I've used that term often. But the second part of that conversation was about accountability and ownership. And so I went back and I listened to it, and the title of the episode is In Another Thing. So we really talked about things as the baby mama or as the mother of the children that we do that cause the drama that we needed to take accountability and ownership for. And in that, we talked about really focusing on yourself and focusing on the child. And I think it was really good because it was also like a aha moment as we were talking about it. And I think it made me really think about how kind of where I was, and also take a little bit more accountability than what I was taking before.
Take accountability for what, though?
So it really just depends. I know one of the things that we talked about was how sometimes the mother can play victim just because it's
because of the situation.
Yeah, because of the situation. I think because society is a little bit more that narrative of a deadbeat dad versus a single mom, especially with being a minority. And I think that sometimes it's really easy to play into those stereotypes and play victim. And I think that there's situations where we might play on that a little bit. And it's important to take accountability and ownership of those situations.
Right.
And recognize we can be part of the problem.
I think that, like with what you're saying, it was more like a pity party.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A pity party of just saying, like, what about me? What about me? Like, I'm the one who got hurt and this and that. Whenever, like she said, we don't take accountability of just saying, like, but how much of a part did you play?
Right.
I'm not taking away from the deadbeats, but sorry.
Another part in that conversation that we talked about is if we knew then what we knew now. And one of those was really taking time for yourself after the breakup, because we're so focused on creating a safe space for our kids, that we don't focus on our own healing from whatever the situation is.
Right.
So really giving yourself the space and the grace to really feel what you feel daily. Like,
and
so
go
if it's
through it.
Yeah. So if it was taking 30 minutes out of your day to do whatever it is you need to do so.
Do it.
Yeah.
And what she was saying, like with backdooring basically what she's saying is just making sure that we still put us first.
Right.
Not necessarily being selfish, but in a way being selfish, because at the end of the day, like us as moms, like we can't be great moms if we're not us.
Right.
And not whole as us. So I think that's really important that, you know, we continue to touch on that for sure.
No, I agree. So that was it. Selfish was a good one. Selfishly Single was a really good episode.
That's the other one. Thank you, girl.
Yes. That was a really good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we both kind of, well, you're newly.
I'm newly
single.
in the dating world.
Yeah, in the dating world.
Just maybe like within the last 9 months.
Yeah.
To a year, I guess. And actually accepting it, I guess you could say.
Accepting it, maybe 6.
But whatever.
We're going to be transparent.
Just always being transparent. But just learning how to date. Like, I've never known how to date. And I'm not sure if anyone else is in the same boat. But, you know, coming out of a 14-year relationship and now being single, it's just kind of like, what is dating? I said this to her. We went to happy hour a couple weeks ago with another friend. And I was like, y'all, what is dating? Like, I don't know what dating is. Like, is it straight into, like, I want to take you out, this and that? Or is it just sex? Like, I feel like it's all of it.
I was about to say, it's, especially nowadays, it's whatever you create for yourself.
Yeah.
There's no rule to it because people are so selfishly single.
For
no pun intended.
For real.
That it's about the individual a lot of times more than it is with really trying to create something. So I feel like it's everybody trying to get something out of the situation.
Yeah.
Versus trying to form a unit until you find someone who's really ready to create that with you.
Yeah. Or I think there was an episode that we talked about clear communication as well. That might have been the same episode, but just clear communication a lot. We do. Just saying, like, straight up what it is off top. You know, like, that can be your dating situation. Right. If it is just like, look, I just want to randomly go out. We don't have to talk every day, but whenever I call you, I want to have sex. You want to have sex too. Like, it is what it is. Like, whatever vibe you create, that is your vibe. You know, and I've come to terms with just accepting that. And I think it's cool.
But I think that's the thing. So dating there used to be these set of rules. You know what I mean? And we went by those rules. That's what we expected. That's what we wanted. Now it's just like you create your own rules. Yeah. Which can be a catch-22. So it's good on one end, but on the other end, it's like, what are we doing? What the fuck is this? That makes no sense. Like, why are we even doing this? Yeah. So, but I mean,
and that's really where I'm at right now, just to be clear. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, what is this? And I guess I'm just a consistent person. Like, I just need some type of consistency. Like, what are we doing? Literally. Like, if we vibe, and then let's vibe consistently. Like, if we're not, then fucking leave me alone. It's very simple.
Yeah, dating is different. But
I don't want to date anymore.
And you don't have to. That's the beauty of it.
No,
like,
it's not, because they're all whack. I'm just talking out loud. Don't pay attention to me.
That's, up in the air.
That's a catch-22.
First of all, don't jump on my terminology that
Sorry,
I use.
I liked it though.
Then why are you mocking it?
Because it was a
Girl,
perfect time to use it.
Like, you should have high-fived me instead of mocked me. whatever.
Okay.
So, we do know that an important part of this conversation is about growing.
Always.
Because this is our therapy.
Free therapy sessions.
I was about to say free because, therapy can be
expensive.
Very. Some jobs offer, they do offer
Look
free
into
sessions.
That. It does offer free. Some of them do offer free sessions if you really do need a therapist. And I believe that people should really do
I think
therapy.
Should, yeah.
A lot more men should look into therapy.
And women.
Sorry. I'm not a men basher at all. I'm just saying more women go to therapy than men. No?
That's a true statement, but there's also a stigma behind it, especially in the Black community. So we have to, but there's a lot more men and a lot more minorities that are starting to accept it. And
which is
it
a
might
beautiful thing.
Yeah, and it might not be therapy specifically, but even having the dialogue that leads you towards it. I think that a lot of people are starting to open up to have that. Because people are getting more real. You have to, like, with the way the world is going, like, you have to get connected to something or else you'll kind of, like, lose yourself.
Yeah. I agree. And I feel like we see one half, like, losing itself. And I see the other half is, like, trying to find itself. Like, I really want to be whole. I really want to figure out what this is, And I feel like I'm in between.
I was just about to say, but where are you at? Like, what stage are you in?
But I feel like I'm definitely healing.
I think you are, too.
Yeah, at a great speed as well. Like, just... God has blessed me in so many ways, and I'm just going to continue to move in the path that he has me on. So, yeah, whatever I'm doing, I'm just going to keep doing it.
That's it. Like, I couldn't agree more with you.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of things have changed, like, even, like, with, like, the custody agreement that has allowed for me to have more balance. Like, and then also what Buddy needs, so... And then with the relationship that I have, and then giving me the certain amount of time that I need for my career, my personal time. Like, God really starts to align your life when you give him the wheel.
And the thing is that a lot of times we don't recognize it at all.
Right.
We don't recognize really what's happening in our life. And we finally get to a place to when it's happening, we're like, wait a minute, this is exactly what I asked for.
That part.
Like, exactly.
It's always exactly what we asked for, but it doesn't look the way that we thought it was going to look when we get it.
Because it's not our purpose.
Exactly.
I mean, it's our purpose, but it's God's plan.
Exactly.
Not ours.
You saw that recent interview with Kevin Hart and Jay-Z?
No.
And he was just talking about...
No.
It's really good. I don't know what the name of the show is, like Heart to Heart or something like that. Mm-hmm. But that's basically what Jay-Z was talking about, how important it is to lean in what God's purpose is for you. And, they said you want to make God laugh, tell him your plan.
Okay.
So that's basically what he was saying. But
we do that every day.
Yeah, and that's it. And I think that once you start to give that control to him, like, life just starts to open up in this way that you're like, this is what you wanted from me, God.
Yeah.
Like,
and it flows so effortlessly.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So when you look at where we were, we started the podcast, y'all, in December of 2019. Our first...
Yes.
2019?
Yeah.
2020.
No. Oh, it's 2022. Yes. 2020.
2021.
No.
2020. December of 2020. Our first episode aired January 2021.
There we go.
So we're about a year and a half in. 49 episodes. So, how have you grown in that time?
So much. I really feel like podcasts help me grow. But I feel like I've grown through my acceptance stage. I'm accepting life. I'm accepting what has happened in my life. I'm accepting where I am in life and who I am. And also being very transparent with myself. I don't think that I would be where I'm at all if I wasn't transparent with myself. Right. And just saying, like, this is who you are. This is where you need to grow. And just taking accountability for really who I am and what I could have done. Not necessarily to change it because I'm not too hard on myself. But taking accountability to where I know that I can grow in certain areas. With myself, pretty much.
Yeah.
Just saying, like, Andrea, worry about you.
Right.
Like, I'm such a caring person and a big-hearted person to where I always try to help somebody. And it's like, girl, you can't help nobody if you don't help yourself. You can't help your kids if you don't help yourself. So just focus on you. Be selfish. Period. Be selfish.
And that's okay.
And be okay with being selfish. because I want to be whole. I want to feel whole. And now over this whole year, I just feel so much, I don't want to keep using the word whole, but I just feel better. I feel much better of where I am, and I'm prideful of where I am, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like that. That's good. So for me, I think that I struggled and I stayed in the same place for a very long time because I was trying to be something that wasn't me.
Like,
for instance, so, I mean, I think, like when it comes to my grind, like recently I'm hungry. Like I'm ready for, like, what's next? Like, let's go.
she does. Like she's
next?
really on my ass about podcasts.
But
she's like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
But what I notice is I don't have a hustle mentality, but I am very hungry. Mm-hmm. But I think that for a long time, I felt some type of way because I did not have a hustle mentality. Uh-huh. Like, I'm not the type that's like, okay, what's next? Okay, let's do this. Okay, I'm going to sell this. Okay, I'm going to pick this up. My mind don't work like that.
Yeah.
But I think for so long, I'm like, what's wrong with me because my mind doesn't work like that?
You've said that a lot.
So I was so stuck because I was like, it doesn't fit. I'm not connected with it. But isn't that what I'm supposed to be doing?
Mm-hmm.
But
you're trying to figure out a way to find that.
Yeah, but it wasn't me.
Right.
So I was never going to find it. I was just going to sit there in that space for a very long time. But I realized that God's given me that need for, like, there's a season of stillness. And I understand those seasons of stillness. And then I understand when you're aligned. And then I understand those moments when God's like, I need you to move.
Yeah.
And right now I feel like I need you to move.
Yeah.
So it makes me hungry for the task, but not hustle for whatever I need in that moment, if that makes sense.
It does make sense. Yeah.
So I've learned that about myself with really tying in, really leaning more on where God needs me to be versus where society makes me feel like I need to be.
You sound so grown when you say that.
But it's real. I mean,
that's
what I feel like the podcast has really helped me do.
Yeah.
Because I think when we tapped into this world, a lot of people were like, okay, y'all are doing a podcast. That's cute.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then it's like, oh, y'all are still doing a podcast. And then it's 3 seasons in.
Exactly.
Oh, y'all still.
And it's more like, I want to listen to the episodes. Like, I love it. Yeah.
It's like people start to take you seriously. But had I continued on that path of people think we shouldn't be doing this.
So let me not do it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Versus now people are catching up to what God already told us was right for us.
Right.
So it's really leaning on God and
His understanding.
Exactly.
And not society at all.
And the biggest thing for me has been, I love them to death. They're amazing. They're the most amazing human beings on this planet and parents. But my parents.
Yeah. Okay.
But their idea of who I should have been or who I should be.
It's not who you are right
It's
now.
not who I am.
At all.
And it took me a long time to pry away from that and be okay with prying away from that.
Yeah. I remember
and I'm 36, almost 37.
You're 50.
The lady at Party City thought I was 50 today, and she told me happy birthday with the balloons.
The nerve, black don't crack. But anyways.
We're going to take it as she thought black don't crack.
Yes.
She was like, oh, she's beautiful at 50.
Yeah.
Even though I felt 26.
And you look 26,
Thank
by the
you.
way. But yes, I agree with you. Like, my parents have never been you should do this, you should do that. It was just kind of like do what you do.
Right.
So, which is why I still don't know what I'm doing. But figuring it out, I mean, like, I really feel like podcasts has helped me in regards to, like, just moving forward with life, period.
Yeah.
And just growing.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about it. So, we're going to keep doing this, y'all.
Yeah. And then the last thing I think is big for both of us is learning not to judge. I think that... Never mind. Okay. For me. I'm
with it.
For me personally, it's really helped me not to judge so much.
Okay. Why?
I
mean, we shouldn't judge anyways. We're not God, but
right.
Like, where's that coming from?
Okay. People can say that, and then there's really not judging. Like, there's a huge difference because people say that all day long. But when you realize that we're human and we all make mistakes and we're all following a separate path, and you can really separate yourself from somebody else's path. Because what happens, judgment comes from our ideas, things that we believe, and how we mirror that onto other people. Right. So once you realize your journey is not my journey.
Facts.
Whatever is getting you to where you need to be, that's between you and God.
And we've said that a lot, actually. I mean, to piggyback off of that. Stay in your lane.
We say it. It's one thing to say it. It's another thing to live it.
I feel like we do live it. now.
I'm getting
now.
That
Okay,
part.
it's 3 seasons in.
right.
Yeah.
I think I'm more on the living it side than I was before.
Yeah. But I think once you see how your life elevates and you see how your life
Mhm.
grows, it makes you want to stay in your lane.
Yeah.
Anyways, naturally.
Yeah.
For sure.
No. That's
I'm
it.
cool being in my lane. Leave me alone. Don't interrupt me either.
I kind of like the lane I'm driving in right now.
You in a good
I wish
lane.
it was a little bit more.
I'm proud of you.
Money that was like.
It's gonna come. It's gonna come.
Right. So y'all pick this video up. Anybody who
Right.
sees it.
It's gonna come. Right.
But yeah. But that's it. We're 50 episodes in, and I'm extremely proud of us.
Me too.
And this whole season was about elevating, and I think that we've done a great job with doing it individually, but also as a unit and as a brand. And I'm excited to see where it takes us. And thank you guys for joining us for the journey and being there every step of the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if this is y'all's first time tuning in, watching us, seeing us, please put a name with a face.
Yes.
Go back and listen to all other 49 episodes, please. We are season 3. This is season 3, so listen to season 1. It's season 2, so you can learn about your girls.
Yes. Yes. You can find us on Facebook at Queens of Kings, the podcast. On Instagram, it's Queens of Kings _podcast. And you can also reach out to us. Y'all can DM us. Please follow. We are on all streaming platforms.
For sure.
And yeah, check us out.
So we'll be back to 51. So we'll be back for 51 episodes.
To another girl, get this out.
Clink Clink again.
To another 50.
Yes.
That's it.
Y'all,
bye, y'all.
See us later. See us later. What did I just say?
Because we not
See
going to
y'all
be on
later.
YouTube next week.
Yes, we will. We'll be back. Come back and see us, y'all. Or listen to us.
Y'all
whatever we decide to
here.
do. Okay. We're done.
No, yeah.